discuss about yeah. Today we are going to discuss about like this of and this of arcs, super of and super of arcs. Okay, so this of this of means it refers it refers current class object. It refers current class object. Okay, this of means it refers current class object, and using this we will call current class default constructor. Using this we will call current class current class default constructor. Okay, this of means it refers current class object. Using this we will call current class default constructor. Okay, so here let's see the example for default constructor. This of src, right click, example, right click, new class. So in this class I will take like class tester, but I will click on this one like public static void main string args. Okay, so here what I will do is like here I will create a constructor. I will create a constructor that is like tester. Inside that I'll uh like like I will write like test cases count. Test cases count equals to 20. And yeah, just I want to access this particular constructor, and I want to print this value that is like yeah, I want to access this particular constructor. So at that time what it will do is like here I will print this test case count. After that I'll create a method that is like test get count get count. Inside that what I will do is like this of it will be the first statement. First statement, the constructor calls the first statement constructor. Okay, this of okay, it refers current class object. Okay, got. So again what I will do is like this I will create one parameterized constructor tester, and here what I will do is like here I will do count failed test cases count, and inside that what I will do is like I will print this failed test cases value. Copy this one, copy and paste. Here what I will do is like I will call this constructor. I will call this constructor, but at that time what I will do is like I will write this off means it will call current class default constructor. It will call current class default constructor. Okay, so here what I will do is like I will create a object for this parameterized constructor. Okay, so the object is like tester t equals to new tester of failed test cases 150. Okay, and again, once I call this constructor, what it will happen is like it will go to this particular constructor. Once it is reached to the particular constructor, the first step is this off, right? This off means what it will do, it will call it will call current class default constructor. It will call current class default constructor. So the current class default constructor is this one. Okay, it will go inside this default constructor and it will print this statement. Once it is print the statement, again it will come back and it will print this failed test cases count. Okay, let's see what it will happen. Right click, run as Java application. You can able to see the value is 20 and the value is 50. Okay, this of means it refers current class object. Okay, and it is used to call default constructor. But one more thing, like whenever we are using this of, it must be first statement. It must be first statement in the constructor. It must be first statement in the constructor. Okay, whether it is a default constructor or parameterized constructor, but it is like first statement, whether it is a this of args or this of super of args must be which is in first statement. Okay, uh, is it clear? Are you getting this one?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the example for this of, and let's say another example for this of arcs. Okay, this of arcs is nothing but this of arcs. It refers current class object current class object. Using this will we will call call current class, sorry, using this we will call current class parameterized constructor. Okay, current class parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Okay, so once we call this parameterized constructor, so how we will call this parameterized constructor, let's say. So we have a like two different type of constructors, right? First one is like default constructor, another one is like parameterized constructor. So at the time what I will do is like, here in this constructor, like in the default constructor, what I will do is like, here I will assign a value called 150. Okay, I'm giving a parameter. Okay, so here what I will do is like, here I just called a default constructor. I just called default constructor. Okay, default constructor. Once I run this code, what it will happen is like, it will go to the default constructor, and again it will go to the first statement. The first statement we have given this of arcs. Once we have given the this of arcs, what it will do is like, it will call current class parameterized constructor and it will initialize the value. It will initialize the value, right? Once it will initialize the value, the first statement is like, uh, the first statement is, yeah, the first statement, what is this? Failed test cases, right? So it will print the failed test case. Okay, sorry, it will print the failed test case value. Once it will print the failed test case value, and again it will go to the second statement, that is like system.out.println test case. Okay, let's run this one. you can able to see the first value is 150 and the second value is like second value is like 20. Okay, are you getting right? This of arcs. Is it clear? This of arcs, super of arcs. Sorry, this of arcs and this of,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So again we have one more thing like that is like of super of. In this super of, what we will do is like it will uh, it will refer superclass default constructor. It will refer we will say like it refers current class. It refers superclass object. Okay, it refers superclass object, and using this we will call superclass superclass default constructor. Superclass default constructor. Okay, using this we will call superclass default constructor. Okay, let's see how we will call superclass constructor. So here we have, okay, so for example, here what I will do is like I will create a one more class like uh, just I will give class name lead. So here I'll create one default constructor. Inside this default constructor, what I will do is like here I have created one default constructor. So in this, what I will do is like system.out.println, system.out.println, role is to lead team. Okay, just I have printed this. One role is to lead team, and another constructor I will create, that is like parameterized constructor. I will pass string here for this one. String reporting manager. I'll give just reporting manager. So here I will print this one, system.out.println. I just print this reporting manager value. So what I will do is like I want to call superclass default constructor. So at that time, instead of this, what I will do is like I will write arcs. Super of arcs. So at this time, what it will happen is like it will come to the default constructor. Once it comes to the default constructor, so instead of this one, I want to print the current class, like current class default constructor also current class. Okay, so what I will do is like here I will write super, but here I will write like this off. Okay, so here what I will do is like here I will give a value that is like 20. So at this time, what it will happen, it will go to this default parameterizer constructor and it will initialize the failed test cases count. Once it is initialized the failed test cases count, we will call current class default constructor. Once we call the current class default constructor, it will go to the super class. Okay, when it will go to the super class, we extend that particular class, then only it will go to the super class. Okay, we extended. Okay, once we extended that thing, it will go to the superclass default constructor. So superclass default constructor is like role is to lead team. Okay, this will print, and again it will come back and it will print like the test cases count 20, it will print, and again it will come back and it will print system.out.println failed test cases, but it will not print this lead. Okay, it will not print this like parameterizer constructor. For this, what we need to do is like, again here we need to write this of args. This of args means we need to provide the name. I just do the name like Ramesh Babu. Once I declare this one, here what it will do is like it will go to this constructor and it will print, and again it will print like role is to lead team, and again it will come back, it will print like test cases count, and here again it will come back and here it will print the failed test cases. Okay, let's see what will happen. We'll put debug points here for everything. Okay, just do right click, run as debug as Java application. Let's see what it will happen. Here it is not showing. Okay, so I think it came here like lead, and it is like going to the this of arcs. This of arc means lead. Okay, let's do the step over here. Okay, it will printing the manager name. The first thing, the manager name is Ramesh Babu. It printed, and again it is going the system.out.println like role is to lead team. It is printed, and again it is coming back and it is initializing the variable test case count, and here we are printing test case count, and again here we are coming back and here the failed test case value is initialized, so it is printed and it is coming back. Are you getting right? This of arcs, this of arcs, super of arcs, sorry, this of arcs and this of and super of. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is there any doubts? No doubts.
Sir, this is used only for within the class. This.
No, yeah, actually, this is used within the constructor generally. This, sorry, you are asking about this of arcs or like
Yeah, this
only
of
this?
orgs.
Yeah, this of generally what we use like within the class and also within the constructor only we use. Okay, we cannot use within the method. So this we can use, this of args we cannot use outside the constructor. Okay, is it clear, right? Like this of args and this super of all these things.
Yes, Sunny.
Okay, so we'll go for another topic, that is like super of args. So super of arg means like it refers it refers superclass object, it refers superclass object, and using this this we will call superclass superclass parameterized constructor. Using this we will call superclass parameterized constructor. Okay, so let's see how we will call the parameterized constructor. So here we have taken lead tester example. So in this we have like this of arcs, right? So this of arcs, what we are doing is, sorry, super of arcs. So what we are doing is, here again we are calling current class default parameterized constructor, and directly what they are doing is like it is printing. Okay, so instead of that I want to access superclass parameterized constructor. So at the time, what I will do is like here in the default constructor, you can write anywhere. You can write a default constructor or parameterized constructor. It's up to you. So here, what I will do is like I will call uh, here I will pass the parameterized constructor. Will pass the parameterized constructor. So instead of this, I will remove here this one, and here I will write like this of. This of means, so it will call current class default constructor, and here what I will do is like here I will pass that manager name Ramesh Kumar. Okay, so what it will happen is like, first of all we are calling this parameterized constructor. Once we call this parameterized constructor, value will initialize like failed test case count equals to 20. And again what we are doing is like here we are calling this off, so it will go to the current class default constructor, and the first statement is like super of args. Super of arg means it will call superclass parameterized constructor. So in this superclass parameterized constructor, sorry, in this, what the first statement is like this of args. So it will go to the current class default constructor, and it will print is like system.out.println role is to lead team. Okay, it will print, and again it will come back, and it will print the manager name. Once it will print the manager name, and again it will come back here, we are initializing the test case count 20, and we are printing the 20 value, and again it will come back, it will print the failed test case count. Okay, let's see what it will happen. Run as debug as Java application. So we are here like tester t equals to new tester of 20. We did the step over. So uh, it went to this parameterized constructor. Once it went to this parameterized constructor, here what we are doing is like we are calling this of args, sorry, this of. So it will go to the current class default constructor. Inside this current class default constructor we have written super of args. So super of arg means it will go to the super class parameterized constructor. So one, okay, super of args, I think white. Okay, it came directly because the first statement we have not given any debug point, so it came here. So first it will print role is to lead team, and again it will come back, it will print manager name, and again it will come back, and here the variable is initialized, and here we are printing that value, the test case count, and again here we are printing like system.out.println failed test case. Are you getting right? So you can write anyway. Okay, just we have taken only one class, and we have seen all these examples like this of arcs, super of arcs. Okay, the super of all these things. Is it clear? This of arcs and super of arcs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So generally, if anyone asks you about this of arcs and super of arcs, so at the time what we need to say is like when they ask like this of arc means it refers current class object. Using this, we'll call current class parameterized constructor. Current class parameterized constructor we will call. When they will ask you about this of, so you need to say like it refers current class object. Using this we will call current class default constructor. And when they will ask, so at that time like super and super of arcs, so both refers super class object, but like whenever we are using super of, so we will call super class default constructor, and whenever we are using super of args, so at that time we will call super class parameterized constructor. And one more thing here, if in case a class don't have any constructor, a class don't have any constructor, okay, whether it is parameterized constructor or default constructor, class don't have any constructor, so at that time jvm will create jvm will create a a default constructor implicitly. A default constructor implicitly means jvm will create a default constructor implicitly, means it will not visible, but it will create one default constructor. Okay, you need to remember this point. And one more thing, yesterday we discussed about default this keyword and super keyword, right? So this keyword is like not a part of static, but it is a part of object. Yesterday we discussed. And also super keyword, we discussed super keyword is a not a part of static, but it is a part of object we discussed. Okay, let's see that example as well. Right click, new class. Example is also there. We'll create a class demo. So here, for example, yeah, here what we need to do is like I have created an instance variable equals to 10, and again what I'm doing is like I am creating a variable print variable value print variable value. So here what I'm doing is like here I want to print this variable value without any object or object reference. Okay, so here what I will do is like I will create a main method, public static void main string args. So I'll create a object for this. So object obj demo obj equals to demo new demo of. So everyone know about, right, how to create the object. Okay, so once I created the object, what I will do is like I will write system.out.println. I will print directly a, but there is one question raised. Okay, there is one question will raise. That is like, sir, you told me you are writing system.out.println and you are printing instance variable directly here. Okay, but every time you told like you are whenever you are accessing instance variable, you need to create a object, right? That is a point, right? Generally we have. So for that here, the JVM will it will do is like here it will write this dot implicitly, because uh, like this is a part of object, right? This is a part of object. So at that time what it will happen is like we are calling a instance method in the instance, sorry, we are calling instance variable inside the instance method. So at that time we no need to write this explicitly. JVM will create this implicitly. Are you getting right? Are you understanding this point?
Yes, obj dot print a variable value.
Generally we are calling this one obj dot print variable, right? So once we call this one, what it will happen is like this is
Then
also instance variable, okay, and this is also instance method. So at that time both are part of object. So we are calling instance variable inside the instance method. So at that time JVM will create this dot a implicitly. So this dot JVM will write implicitly. We no need to write like this dot a. Okay, let's run this code and let's see what it will happen. You can able to see the value is 10. Are you getting right?
yes.
So whenever you are calling variable in the inside instance method, so at that time JVM will create this dot implicitly. Okay, we no need to write. Okay, generally, for example, I want to access this instance variable. What we need to do? We need to write obj dot a. We are writing like this, right? But instead of this, the system will create this dot a implicitly. Okay, because both are part of object. Because both are part of object. Same thing will applicable for super dot like that super keyword as well. Let's see what it will happen. So I'll create a method variable example, sorry, super example, super keyword example. Okay, so here what I will do is like I will create a method. Okay, okay, so I will create a variable called y, and I will initialize the I will initialize the value 20, and again I'm using inheritance concept and I'm extending this class with super keyword example. Once I extended with this variable also come under demo class, because like generally inheritance is like creating a class from already existing class. Okay, and also we can say like acquiring parent class properties to the child class is called as inheritance, we can say. So here I want to access this y variable, which is instance variable, which is instance variable. So at the time what we will do is like system.out.println, directly we will print y, because the system create super implicitly, because both are the part of object. Save, right click, run as Java application. You can able to see the value is 10 and 20. Okay, are you getting right? Super like when the super keyword will present in the explicitly, sorry, implicitly. And whenever whenever we need to write both super and like this explicitly, because we use instance variable and local variable are same, at that time we will use whenever we have a class, inside that we have like instance variable and local variable names are same, at that time we will use this explicitly. Okay. And when we will use super explicitly, because whenever superclass members and subclass member names are same, at that time we will use super explicitly. Is it clear? Super and this keyword.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like this we will do. Actually, you need to do more practice on this, like super and super of, this of, and like this of arcs and super of arcs, and as well as like this keyword and super keyword. Generally they will ask what is the difference between super and super keyword and this keyword, they will ask. So at that time we need to say like this keyword refers current class object. And we need to say one more point, like we use super keyword, sorry, we use this keyword whenever instance variable and local variable names are same, we use explicitly. And you need to explain about super keyword. You need to explain the super keyword refers superclass object, and whenever superclass members and subclass numbers names are same, at that time we will use super keyword explicitly, you need to say. And implicitly no need to say, because they already know about that. Okay, you need not to explain about that. We need to explain about only the explicit way how we will call. Okay, is it clear? Super keyword and this keyword.
Yes.
Okay. So like inheritance concept, generally we have all these things. And just we need to explain about, if they will ask, you need to explain about like just first of all you need to explain about what is the inheritance. After that, if they will ask, you need to explain about like types of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance, all these things. Okay. And one more thing, I have one question, like uh, is is Java support multiple inheritance, multipath inheritance, and hybrid inheritance?
No, sorry.
Yeah, when we will achieve this multiple inheritance, multipath inheritance, hybrid inheritance?
Using the concept interface.
Interface, yes, using the concept of interface we will achieve, yeah, these all inheritances. Okay. And how we will achieve the inheritance? How we will achieve the inheritance? With the help of extends,
Keyword.
extends keyword. So generally whatever the parent properties we are having, it will come in the child class as well, the child class as well, when we extends, when we use extends keyword. Okay. And let's see, I have a few examples. So for example, I have written, okay, yeah, for example, I have created an object like this, like this. Okay. So at that time, so at that time, what will happen for like for both superclass and subclass memory allocated, or like it will allocate for only one class? So I have written this one, right? I have written the object for superclass. So it will allocate the memory for both superclass and subclass or not? This is a question
No.
actually.
Yeah, it will not acquire.
No, actually, it will create the memory for only superclass. When we write like this, it will create a memory for superclass only. Okay. And again, if I create, if I create object like this, demo obj1 equals to new demo of. So at that time, it will create memory for both, like superclass and subclass. Okay. And again, I will write like this. You need to remember all these things. It is this one is important. So whenever I am writing this one, so at that time what it will happen is like it will allocate the memory for only superclass, only for superclass. Okay. Generally we will write the object like this, so at that time it will allocate the memory for superclass only. Okay. Are you getting right? Whenever we are creating a superclass object, it will create a memory for superclass. When we are creating an object for subclass, it will allocate the memory for superclass and subclass whenever the superclass is extended with subclass. Okay. And we are creating an object for like uh, like we are creating a reference for superclass, and we are creating an object for subclass. At the time also memory will allocate only for superclass. Are you getting right? Is there any confusion?
No.
Okay, generally we will create like this. Okay. And there is a concept called encapsulation. We will discuss about that encapsulation as well. But I need a confirmation from your end. Like, so far everything is clear, or is there any doubts?